Hi, you guys. I know it is super late. Life happens. I'm crazy busy right now again. But anyway, there were some things that I wanted to catch up with all of you about with the State of the Union address, this post-Pluto return. There were some things that really stood out to me. I was able to get a chart going. This is good news. I mean, can you guys feel the traction of whatever is happening behind the scenes? It's palpable. One thing that I really appreciate about SOTU, other pressers, other speeches, is that when Biden or Merrick Garland have a prominent speech, the next day there is movement and action, and they follow up right away. So it's getting really interesting. Say a prayer. Thinking about Ukraine and protecting all of them. We want them to prevail. We want to end Russia's attacks. This energy, something is getting ready to go. As I was starting to type and go live, and how I type, things suddenly got really intense for me, and where I'm shaking a little bit because I'm anticipating something happening. So we'll take a look at some of that stuff. Let me say hello to you guys. Okay. Hi, T-Bar. Hi, Mary and Desrat. What a day. I haven't even been able to really look at the news today. Again, it's interesting to me that when the best news is going on, that is usually when my life is taking off, and I can't even jump in. And I think maybe I'm supposed to be taking a step back and taking it all in so I can get a different view of what's going on with the scenery. Hi, Lady Duck. Okay, whoopsie, I just lost everyone. Hi, Strawberry. How are you guys doing up there? Beta 1, yay! And Texas Primary. Okay. Holly Coleman, I was just about to fall asleep until I caught you on a whim. I'm so sorry. Hi, Catherine. It's nice for us to all gather here before we have a new moon tomorrow. I haven't even been able to look at that chart. I'm really hoping to at least go live for a little bit when it happens so we can get writing and do our homework right away and get a leg up on this Pluto return energy, because it's just fantastic. It is such a game changer. And some people are not realizing that yet. Okay, Shockwave, can I ask, this thing with what's going on in Texas with LGBTQ, that is still unfolding. There is something much bigger going on. Kind of like how with Attorney General Merrick Garland, we wait until the right time to do something. It kind of feels like that to me. I know it's horrible what's going on there, but there are things in place. I don't get anxious when I think about it. Sheila, almost to bed, and here comes the queen. Okay. So. Okay. The sound is good for you. Okay. Good. Guys, I was saying on Twitter earlier, we have some major transits coming up, okay? A couple weeks ago, I told you guys I did a video on the Mercury conjunct Pluto at 27 degrees Capricorn, because that was the first time in USA history where Pluto was at 27 degrees Capricorn, where our natal Pluto was conjunct Mercury. And it was really important because I wanted to watch the planets and see what they did. And of course, this blew up. I can't even remember what happened a couple weeks ago, but I think it was a lot of information from January 6th. Oh, I think that's when the whole thing with the documents down at MAL broke loose. A lot of stuff like that happened. So what's happening right now, Pluto is still at 27 degrees Capricorn. Pluto, that transformational planet, Pluto, the god of the underworld, there is redemption with Pluto, but it's like you got to pay a price. Pluto sees the garbage that you're. This gets into the much deeper, darker side. The things that are way off where we can't see them at all. I was reminded today as I was looking at Pluto that this, not planet, the thought is that it's actually made up of millions of icy meteors, asteroids that all came together and stuck together. And it is probably one of the purest types of planets. It's a long word, something planet. I can't remember what it is. In that it's one of the remnants from the Big Bang. But it also has a real pureness to it. And you know, it's on the outer perimeter because you have all these millions of asteroids coming together from different places, coming together in an identity, orbiting the same sun that gives life force, but it doesn't quite fit in of a planet. This also, to me, represents refugees. And so this planet is at the highlight of everything that is happening. This Pluto return we had on February 20th. It's only been like 9 days. And it dramatically affected the USA chart because if you've heard, you know how justice takes so long to happen. We can't really get going on certain things. That's because in the USA chart, there's interceptions. Just think of it like things have a lock on them. They're hard to access. It's hard to get things moving. This Pluto return freed that up. And what have we seen since then? Massive, quick movement. Major agreements around the globe coming together as one. There's a referral already in for the tribunals for hearings on what's going to happen with what the Russia is doing. And kind of maybe fast tracking for Ukraine, I don't want to buffer, to join maybe the EU. Things are moving so quickly now. And I said that with our Pluto return, there would be ripple effects to what is happening to the United States as she transforms and she's reborn and she gets a new lease and what she does. It would have a ripple effect. And we are seeing that. And this ripple effect, the people who haven't gotten on the right page of history as we're leaping forward into USA version 2.0 that maybe didn't show up tonight for SOTU or that are still harping the same old propaganda, old story. History closed with them. This is our first new moon with our Pluto return, and it is so incredibly powerful and important. So tonight, I did a chart for USA Pluto return going forward because now we have our president who has said something, had an important speech that is laying the groundwork on how we go forward. And as I've told you in the past, when I start looking at the lunations each week, month, he does not have a lot of action in his charts. He might just have something like, well, so this had more activity. This was our last quarter moon. There's some movements. These arrows, the astrology cards that I use, like these, tell me which parts of the chart are important and how they communicate with each other. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half of this chart has arrows and movement. Talk about locomotion and freedom to move and do what you're going to be able to do as a nation. I've never seen anything like this with him. Don Holio used to have a lot of movement in his charts because he's passing this off to this person, the blah, 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 blah. So this sets the tone. This speech and going in tomorrow, in the skies above, creativity for the 5th house of POTUS. We are going to see some things happen that, yeah, he's been really creative in working with his powers and allies. And I think things are really going to start happening quickly. They had to wait until SOTU to address some things. Okay, so let me see. How are you guys doing? Yeah, it's, let's see what's going on here. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. We good? I buffered briefly. Oh, geez. Okay. Okay, so what I want to show you going forward. I wanted to show you these astrology cards, okay? And how about this? I got it set up ahead of time, yay. So there's a lot of correlation with these cards. When I did the third quarter moon in Ukraine, the Russia, the China, T-Tower, and MAL, okay? And there is a definite overlap in what's going on. Okay. Okay, so this is the chart. He started speaking at 9:09 p.m. Eastern time, okay? So this is the chart. This is the horizon. The sign of Libra was coming over the eastern horizon. So if the sun rises, it rises here, hits its highest point of the day, then it sets. We only have Uranus here as a planet in the 7th house. And then everything else is down here. I will tell you that when Pelosi gavelled in everyone that they were starting, Uranus, the solar eclipse, just moved into the 7th house. Impeccable timing. And then at the bottom here we have, the top of the chart is 23 degrees Cancer. The descendant is 20 Aries. Oh, that is interesting. That is USA Chiron. Our natal Chiron is right here on the end. So the time has come to heal our wounds, to heal our pains. At the very bottom is 23 degrees Capricorn. There are so many significant things happening in the coming days, like around the March 4th, 5th. It's going to set off also the day after our new moon. It's going to set off the new moon solar eclipse. Holy shit, you guys. I know, I'm sorry I don't have better words, but I just blows me away. That is going to square the new moon solar eclipse back, was it December 5th? That new moon solar eclipse conjunct the United States rising sign. So starting this week, you guys, there's like a whole brand new plan that is happening. It's going to happen with eclipse weather. It's going to happen with the Pluto return. This new moon chart I haven't been able to see, but the sun in Pisces with Jupiter, expansion, good luck, miracles. You guys, there's big stuff on the way. So with this chart, when I did it, here we had on the ascendant with these astrology cards, Pisces, I believe, which I think refers to a plan that is hidden. It differs from the 12th house escape card that I figured out for like Donald and Pootie and G. Like, this is the biggest, deepest secret, the most prized secret that has to be kept secret. Like, you're willing to die on a hill for it because it's their crime and corruption. For this administration, I think it is the biggest, baddest secret that they have been working to keep under wraps since he went overseas last June for the G7, okay? And it's interesting that this is what's grounded into Washington, D.C., beneath their feet. You can't really see this. It's hidden, but it's to protect and defend home. Additionally, over here now, also in Capricorn, I was shocked when I saw this, the asteroid Potomac. That's the asteroid for the United States defenses. It is here in this third house. This area has to do with our communications. It's Mercury does very well here. The moon likes to be here. But whenever I am looking at this asteroid Potomac, I know we're doing something big on behalf of the United States. It is such a big, huge key player. It's at 17 degrees Capricorn. Back at the Great Reset, January 12th, 2020, 17 Capricorn was at the very top of the chart. So now we have not only a new moon with our Pluto return, triggering this eclipse, markedly shifting the United States and how we are interact with the world. We also are going to have something huge related to the United States defenses and what she does. Okay? Big, big things are happening. So on the ascendant here, we had Pisces, I believe, the secret. Third house messages. Third house messages is down here with Potomac. But I know that the asteroid China is down here as well. When I did the third quarter moon in Ukraine, because I've done a lot of horoscopes, these two cards also right in this exact spot. So SOTU tonight had everything to do with what the plans are with what's happening over in the Ukraine, okay? That just floored me because I threw that horoscope like almost a week ago, and I got these same exact cards, okay? You know what? I need to grab some dice. What are the most important parts of this chart? Oh, man. Try again. You know what? I need something. So, the ninth house, Capricorn. That is the south node, which is in, where is it? Scorpio. Okay, so I just want to mark this up really quickly. Okay, so we have 9. Oh, this is awesome. So, I had tweeted some of these things out. Look at this, you guys. Oh. So we have 9. The astrology card here was the lunar eclipse, but reversed. And I have the south node. So look here for the the lunar. So, oh my, you guys. Okay, my throat just went dry. I've got to hit on this. The lunar eclipse, this is actually the south node. The south node is what we're releasing, things that are dissolving, going away. The north node is where we're headed with like new moon eclipses. So there are some changes that are happening. Ninth house lands far away, maybe with extremists, maybe with the law, maybe with foreign lands, and our hope and our faith. But over here, the south node is the past, the debts that have to be paid. It is showing up here and how we're transforming things with Pluto. We have some unfinished business that has tending to, but 25 degrees Scorpio, if this were Don Julio's chart, 25 degrees Scorpio would be 1 degree right off the bottom, his gravitational force. Now, he had some lunations recently. It might have been one of the eclipses that was going to be like an earthquake underneath his feet and rattle everything. Eyes on Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, because I think that might be happening coming up. So we have the ninth house. We have the south node here. And we also had Capricorn here. Look at that. And we have, Oh, wow. These guys are screwed. Down here in Capricorn, I have this astrology card, a YOD, a destiny. China was the only other country that showed up with a YOD in all the teroscopes I threw. It finally shows up here with this SOTU going forward. So what do you have to tell me? Let's look at this. I need smaller cards though. I feel like I am itching. I'm itching for another deck. I'm probably gonna get this one in a mini. Because Empress, Mother Russia. You guys, China is so much more involved than we believe. Let me check in. How are you guys doing? Yes, voting. Get locally involved in supporting voting. Yes, we are not out of the woods, you guys. Okay. This YOD destiny here, it is pointing, holy crap, you guys. This ninth house that's so important. Remember, the ninth house is the law and law enforcement. There were some task forces, some agencies, some focus things that were announced tonight that is going to come out of DOJ and FBI. On this cusp, remember a house cusp, the energy that introduces that house is the most powerful energy that leads the rest of what's going on. And on that cusp, we have 19 degrees Gemini. That is the North Node from January 6th. Okay? What's this YOD about? This YOD is taking care of business around the world. We are in a new cycle. An old cycle is ending. We're going to win, you guys. We definitely on the move. On the move. It is pointing down here to the Six of Pentacles. Charity? Is it dark money? Potomac, defending home. I think we're going after money somewhere else. Because this is the ninth house, an announcement of how we are going to go after money. Maybe crypto, money laundering, things of value, Gemini, things that move, boats, assets, transactions. We're going to get some stuff, you guys. Now that would make a YOD over here. This is the other side. Things that have to be forfeited. What's crowning all of this? Unsealed indictments. Because look at this card is what's crowning this. But at the SOTU, this house where this YOD is pointing to is the full upright. So maybe some things overseas we haven't seen yet. I'm telling you, things are happening. And then the heart of the matter, opportunities, money, power. This is a new start. Sun Spirit reverse was the astrology card related to this area. I think this might even be about how they tried to deny Biden inaugurating him. It might also relate to, I've been seeing this lately, in how things are disguised so nobody finds out it's the China funding stuff. Over here, fifth house creativity, that's the office of the President of the United States. There's something going on there. That is very interesting. Okay. So we have that. I want to know what these two cards have to do with what's going on in the UKRA. Ukraine. I just don't think I'm allowed to say that. We'll just call it the UKRA. Because this was for that at the quarter moon. We see it at SOTU tonight, leading into our new moon tomorrow. I want to see down here, how is it that we at home here in the US are, what's going on behind the scenes that we're really helping to prop up the UKRA, okay? I feel like there's so much stuff in place, but it's going to happen. We're going to use this deck. What's going on? What's going on? The Seven of Swords keeps showing up. This is the thing that POTUS is so focused upon. It's showing up a lot with MAL, China, Russia. So much. Like that was POTUS's biggest focus last, like that's who he is. Focusing on that theft, the escape, a change in terms. Okay. What are we doing down here? What are we doing? These are shooting up. It's like they're shooting up. In the skies, we see stuff happening over the U. How are these supporting them? Like, what's to happen? And how does it relate back? How is this working in tandem, in real time? Oh, wow, my throat is going dry again. Mara, M-A-L is Mara, La. Go F yourself, Don Julio. Holy cow. Depsy, Exxon really decided to announce that departure? I saw tonight that Bloomberg rated the Russia as uninvestable. Okay. That is interesting. A setup. But this setup too, I saw this happening between, who did I see this with? This was happening with those bad guys. But Don Julio, where did Don? This Eight of Cups, okay. Terrascope over Mar-a-Lago showed up as the hidden enemy. The thing that might get Don Julio. Fighting. A setup. Now this is the UKRA deck, okay? They're fighting for their lives. Something from the past. The Six of Cups today, I realized, you know, this used to be like the MAGA, Make America Great Again, but it kept showing up towards the past. I think this is Putin wanting to go back to the past and reclaim all of these, the countries. How often has this shown up with Don Julio, right? So in the skies, what we're seeing with the UKRA, extraordinary leadership, this King of Wands. We're in love with Mr. Z over there. He is amazing, amazing, inspirational leadership. Oh, this is the United States, what we're doing. We are taking a lot of action. This has also been my card for like the FBI. This has also been the card for like, this might be like our ambassadors. It could be our Defense Department, like the whole cabinet, all hands on deck to help you out. Look at that, King of Wands. We are all here to help out, but this is like the thing that nobody can see. This first house with the speech had to do with our partners and how we're partnering with them, okay? So this is a very deep partnership. So too tonight, Biden was like, we're done. Enough, enough. Things are changing. There's an agreement. And so we have the Eight of Swords down here. This is a nightmare for them. I feel like in a way, this is how we're like their eyes and ears, their sight, because they are surrounded. They can't see. And we cannot engage because in order for us to engage, the president would have to declare war with approval by Congress. What is this Eight of Swords also? Yeah, we can't fight. We can't fight. But there is a fight. But we're still helping them a lot behind the scenes. Eight of Pentacles with expertise, drawn up plans, meticulous plans. Oh boy, there's a lot of plans. There's a lot of plans, a lot of guidance and information and intelligence. He somehow, like, this whole thing that's happening right now in the UKRA, I have traced back POTUS with these astrology cards last year, like July, August. He knew, I think, for entertainment purposes only, Russia wanted to do this. And so I think President Z, has been working with many to get ready contingent plans, okay? Like, we were shocked. It like happened out of the blue for all of us, but they have been planning for a long time is what I'm getting, okay? Yes, so President Z, the Four of Wands, has been in talks with the White House, okay? So that's one thing we can't see. The second thing, I'm going to link it with this Scorpio I Transform. Well, you know what? We'll start at the top again. I'm going to put both of these here. The second thing, the Six Wands mob. Trump, Putin, Unji, Netanyahu, all these guys, the Six Wands mob, who are trying to take over the world. Basically, that's the New World Order. I think I have talked about that in the past. But this is trying to overcome that. What's coming? We can only hold them off for so long. They have more might, more power, not more smarts. But how to plan for that? Again, they were making contingency plans. Down here, how to win. We're expecting them, Six Wands mob, to go scorched earth like they have everywhere else. I did not realize that Putin was involved with the Syria using mercenaries in that war. He's been involved in so many wars. I just did a little wiki search, wars that the Russia is in. It brought up Africa. We've seen a lot of things going on in Africa. Nobody's talking about that. I mean, it's getting more and more to the forefront, but he's been behind that as well. Can you show me more about this? Five of Swords. What's this about? Justice. Justice, legal justice. How to deal with this big problem that they are going to have. Getting ahead of this and making sure we have our ducks in a row so that we can overcome it in a legal way, because war is coming and we need to change how some of these things operate, okay? So this third thing that's happening in the skies over the UKRA, we have data empire. This has been stub. It has been G. It is not really standing out to me other than data and land acquisition. This is trying to be overthrown. A king is trying to expand his empire. And because they're trying to do that, we here, USA, are having negotiations and discussions about that and how to deal with that. Like, what are you talking about? You're talking about, so the King of Swords. Kings are leaders of a nation. The queens are the nations. The King of Swords, though, is a hacking nation. And it is interesting that the Three of Pentacles down here, what USA is doing, is overturning this intelligence of a hacking nation. You guys, there's something going on with those satellites and cable networks and data and apps. We have done what have we done to interrupt the communications of this expansion? And what did we do? Oh, we've offered to insert something. We inserted something from the past. You know, I just was talking about Afghanistan. They were going to take all that stuff we left, and we had left like microscopic traceable stuff that we on the 6 Wands map. So that is how we're countering this expansion, because we've been able to interrupt and, I think, plant things, devices, apps, data, trace mechanisms, so that we can always track where they are. So how we help as they're being acquired. I've got some news for you. I have an update, Page of Wands. I've got an update for your leadership to, no means no. Okay, so this is us communicating with King of Wands, President ZEL. Here's an update for you. They're able to do updates. Remember, the no is my card to try to cover something up. They're giving them updates on the plans that Three of Wands, we already had this plan in place. We've been testing it. We've gone beyond the Two of Wands with success. Now we are testing this in real time because shite has gotten real. That's how we're communicating back. And President ZELE communicates back and works with us to just keep fighting. Keep fighting. This is the heroics that he has. His courage to keep fighting is such precious. This is powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. This is the asset that even though they're fighting and they have to do it alone, it's heroic. It is heroic. They're saying, yeah, we cannot confront this, but we're doing all we can to take the opponent and make them weak. Wah, wah. They're communicating ways in real time to make Russia weak. And force people to pick sides. When I said and I was picking a card, I was also at the same time thinking, what does Pooty think about them making them weak by disrupting and countering them on the ground. And my eyes went to this deck over here. This is what Pooty thinks. He's toast. It's killing him. This is SOTU, Pluto return with our new Moon Pisces. So, and the second thing that goes with this whole dynamic of discussion, the Ace of Wands reversed. Where's the Three of Wands? Is part of the original plan. It's one of these wands, and the Three of Wands, as we were discussing and testing our plan, the Ace of Wands reverse, how King of Wands, President ZELE, could take leadership in a way that nobody could see it. And do what, Ace of Wands? He could attack. He could, the plan to use intelligence to manage this very delicate situation as long as we could, as long as they can, to keep their balance and stay afloat. Okay. And this also goes with that, what we're doing on the ground, the devil. We are tied to the devil. The devil is not only the USA Constitution and staying within the bounds of the law. These are the limitations and the laws that have been placed upon us because of the situation we're in here in the US, with everything that's plaguing us beyond C-19, beyond, everything that's getting thrown at our administration cannot act because we cannot give the GOP a reason to rally their base to come out to vote. We need to keep them kind of mortified and acting like idiots like MTG Boobert did tonight. This was the 1, 2, 3. This has to do 12th house escape. Also, the biggest secret defensively, we have to keep under wraps. Can you give me a card for this biggest secret we're defending and keeping under wraps? Oh, the Seven of Pentacles. We have been acquiring information, acquiring plans, acquiring alliances. Remember, Biden's been working on this since June. And don't forget that he kept his security clearances, the entire time 45 was in office. And we have to keep it under wraps until the time is right to unleash everything. But until then, this is how we're going to communicate with the UKRA. And then this little group here, we have, this is in the skies of UKRA, the moon, the outrage, the pain. It is so awful. And China. Is this China? Some of it. Can you show me China's involvement with what's going on in the skies over Ukraine? Ten of Swords reverse, trying to keep the plan afloat because Putin is done. He doesn't look healthy. What else? Trying to keep the grand plan afloat because this is even when they were trying to keep Don Julio afloat through J6. This is, they're always interfering to get what they want, so it's never totally over. What else are they doing? So annoying. Their ops. The psyops. Again. The propaganda. Again. The insanity. The terror. There's so, I can't stand these people. Queen of Pentacles. from another nation state with money because Russia is broke. So they are propping them up with their attacks because they're broke and they're done. Jeez. And because they're broke and they're done, the United States recognizes China as a fool. They know. This Fool card again was down here in this third house of communications. Sealed indictments. This third house, communications, is what's giving life to this whole chart. I don't even know what happened to those cards. They were right here. Here. They're underneath. We're going to hear more about China, you guys. And so how we're trying to help them because of what China's doing. Oh, the Seven of Swords, you guys. This card is everywhere. This was at the third quarter moon for Washington, D.C. It was the first house for Biden. It was the first house for Biden's, what is it called? Give me the word. Give me the right word. This is for Biden's, look at this. Coalition. Thank you. The Seven of Swords is what's giving life to this coalition with NATO. The tarot said this gives life to the tarot this week. What they're doing, there's Biden, Seven of Swords. The satellites had the Seven of Swords. The underwater cable networks off, I think, the Seven of Swords. The military tribunals, the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords. That's how we're dealing with what's going on. We've had a plan in place to deal with this stuff when this day came. And UKRA transmits back the mafia, the Five of Swords. Where was it? That was right over the Five of Swords. There it is. The USA had this here in this first part. This is a fifth house of creativity coming back. What are you letting us know about that Five of Swords? Eight of Swords. What are you? They are telling you. Oh my gosh, you guys, these cards. They are bouncing information back and forth. Good news, that is intercepts like on apps or, and timing. So, oh my God. So as this stuff is going on, President ZELE, yeah, we're holed up over here. You are our eyes and ears to let us know what's happening. We are in bunkers underground discussing back with you. Ping, ping, Emperor. How to strike. This is what we have on intercepts and the timing to do so. In the U.S., now this, that makes sense. I couldn't figure this out. In Washington, D.C., at the third quarter moon, lands far away, I had this astrology card, Mars Force. Mars, yeah, that is a war. But what are we doing about it? We're talking a lot, but what are we actually doing? Mars is the Emperor card. Where's the Emperor? This Emperor card is Mars. And we saw how this is the invisible war we can't see. They are coordinating and working step by step, one moment at a time to deal with this. And now we know there is some sort of timing that is coming up. This SOTU speech, the seventh house, here your partner, had a void of course moon. We're waiting on something. What were we waiting on? What are we waiting on? I don't want that. What are we waiting on? The moon. I know I wrote all over this deck. Waiting on the moon. What? Is there a hint in here? Moon. Digital. Secrets. Shadows. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? This moon. The White House. We're waiting on the White House to go back, to do this with the Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, the government. I think this void, of course, is because we had to wait until the speech in order to take action. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. And the second thing happening in the skies over UKRA, the Nine of Pentacles reversed, it is a calamity. It is so painfully, this beautiful, wonderful city with comfort and security, it's just crumbled to that being a remnant. The pain of that. The sixth house, second house owning. We have what? It's shattering. It's heartbreaking. We have the Three of Swords here. Yeah, we hate watching that. What is this center sword? This is like leaping out to me. The disagreement. Who holds this sword? Who is holding that sword? The Three of Swords. The world. Who is holding that third sword in the middle? Oh, okay. Okay, so we have two swords that are in disagreement because of this issue in the center, why we can't act. And it's such the burden of this happening on a world stage again. China's involved, and it is uncomfortable AF. Lots of judgments. This third quarter moon that we had, I don't even think I got to tell you guys this. Top of the chart, 27 degrees Taurus. This goes back to the full moon eclipse we had on the 19th. Whew. Let me check in with you guys. That was a lot. Let me check in. How are you guys doing? Hi, Linda Foster. I know it is so late. Hi, Paisley. You're even more magical in 2 times playback. Oh, thank you, Linda. I tell the best stories. Okay, how are we doing? I'm backing up to see where you guys are talking about. Okay. So this is how we've been working with them. I wanted to tell you, I told you about the asteroid Potomac. Okay, I'm sorry. I got to get these organized real quick. There was something else I wanted to talk about because you guys know this SOTU was so important because it's on the heels of our Pluto return, and it has really unleashed our superpowers, really, truly, where we have been so limited in the past and haven't been able to do anything. And we've just been hamstrung by logistics or law or, people interfering, just blocking. It's like we definitely get to move out of that. And I think that's why things have been moving so quickly. You guys know the Queen of Swords. That card kept showing up about being like the end of Donald. The Queen of Swords, I couldn't figure out what that was. Well, I got it this week in spades because I'm like, why is the China and the Russia So concerned about the Queen of Swords. I mean, there's hacking. We haven't been hearing about hacking lately or ransomware lately. I find that very interesting. This is NATO, you guys. This is freaking NATO. Heartbroken about artillery in the air. It's just so much of it. And it even feels like we're going to get some momentum being able to move forward. So this, okay, there we go. I have some, Ashley needs to get some sleep. I will be live at some point tomorrow to do our new moon wishes. This energy is crazy. Okay. So this was a terrascope. We know something is happening with DOJ. Fifth house creativity. This was in the skies of Washington, D.C. Fifth house creativity. I love this. This is the area of POTUS because the sun rules it. The sun is the leader. And every time I look at this, so this communicates to this in the skies above POTUS. That might have been SOTU, but I think there's a lot more going on here about what he's doing going forward. What are you doing going forward? He's going to flip over the transnational mob. You're going to creatively do what else? Use the government. Oh, this is undecided. To get the mofos on the ground. Create hell. Oh, there's Putin. Just watch how he goes after them. He's got the United States crowning him. Because at the end of his speech, he said, go get him. Really? What does go get him mean? Put this in the center here. What does go get him mean? What does go get him? What does go get him mean? So the secret in this chart, Aquarius, I know, that's the invasion, the hidden enemy. Sagittarius, I see what you're doing over there. This is what's getting unleashed, you guys. Go get him. What does that mean? Go get him. The Knight of Pentacles reversed. Go after that money. Funding this and expose who is leading the charge and limit them. I see what you're doing. Go get them. The law. Spies. There's that Seven of Swords again. What is this Seven of Swords going to do? China. China. Going after their defenses. The Ten of Wands. We have unfinished business. We are going to finish it with you and Russia. We are just so strong with what we have to go up against you. Because we have you on intercepts. You were telling, because of the big plan, you wanted to take over the world. That's the master plan. Keep taking land, keep taking and invading. Go get him. We're not going to war, but we're going to go get him. I'm not allowed to see what this plan is, but there's definitely a plan. I feel like he's been waiting a really, really, really long time to unleash that. The other thing I love so much at our Pluto return is we have Asteroid America here. USA. The 9th house of the law. I'm here to assume leadership with law, international law. It is conjunct USA Jupiter, that expansive planet of good luck, of the law, and our ideas, the things that bring cohesion around our laws on a world level. And the sun is conjunct Jupiter right now. This is going ahead now for the next 248 years, you guys. The SOTU speech tonight set the tone for what we're going to do. I want to look at, I'm just quickly looking at some asteroids, see what else, if there's anything I'm missing. At the top of the chart, oh my God. Okay. The top of the chart here is 23 degrees Cancer. That is Donald's Venus. His money, his gains, his income, his luxury, his comfort, votes, maybe how he acquired so much with the family. In the 7th house here, partnerships. We have F around and find out, asteroid ARIES, 23 degrees, inexact square. I am telling you, I think this Pluto return, because now our transformational power is over here in our partnerships and holding people accountable. I think there's going to be something really public that happens. I don't know if it's someone flipping on Donald, but there are people here. There are things here that are going to cause a lot of problems for him. Who's here? Who's here? Oh, Russia. Oh, Russia. They expanded the laws. GOP. Someone over here manipulating the laws and taking advantage of them for the Republican Party and Donald's Venus. The bribes he took, the things he offered as such, and transmitted all that information and that money to a hacking nation to pay for leadership. He was put in by another power. There's going to be more news that comes out about that. That is definitely a setup there, because this is USA's pain right on the horizon. We're pissed. It's like we're done with this crap. We are done. We're done. And Eris is right there messing everything up. Oh, yep. There goes my throat again. So that's something. The midheaven. We have at the top here, anything interesting? Ah, you know what? Wait a minute. I have to make sure I'm on the correct chart. What is this? Make sure I'm on this. I don't think that is correct. But this reminds me. Oh, that explains it. Okay, so they're saying POTUS slipped up, messed up. He did not. He did not. The ascendant here is 20 degrees. He did not. Oh my God. So 19 degrees Libra. You guys, I've talked about this before. On the ascendant, then giving life to this chart with the State of the Union speech, which is imperative for us going forward with our Pluto return. We have 20 degrees Libra. What just rose over the horizon is 19 Libra. When you have something just rise over the horizon like that, it's kind of like when the sun rises, you're like, did it rise yet or did it not? Because I can't really see it, but it looks like it's light. And, you know, time and date says that it's up over the horizon, but I can't see it. It's in your blind spot, in this area of secrets. Your blind spot. This thing comes up, blind spot. It's like deadly something hidden that's going to hit you hard, okay? Like that invisible thing that suddenly drops. Like when Don Julio, suddenly that chart showed something big was going to happen like that over the summer. And then that's when Weissel and them and Trump org was indicted. Okay, am I buffering? This 19-degree mark. So, secrets and hidden enemies. The hidden enemy is Aquarius. I know, your war. 19 degrees Libra is the asteroid Irani for Iran, for Iranians, not Ukrainians. They said POTUS messed up, and he said Iranians and not Ukrainians. And in that moment, I was like, oh, no, he was not confused. He kind of slipped with something super top secret with Iran. And here we go. This chart, the asteroid Iran just rose. This is the hidden, like, secret sauce of how we're getting the pooty. Maybe what happened with Don Julio getting funded and hacked. I betcha. Okay, how are you guys doing? Does that make sense? Linda Foster, when so much bad stuff is revealed, that's the time to be happy instead of cringing because you know they're digging their own graves. I know. You guys, speaking of that, T-Barb, I'm glad that you brought this up. Pluto. Is the god of the underworld. It gives life underground, providing compost. So we have beautiful sunflowers that bloom under blue skies. Pluto is the monsters that lurk in the shadows that we cannot see and that are terrifying. At the end of January, we had the Sun-Pluto conjunction. The Sun, our president, Pluto being empowered. But it's like the Sun, as it moves on, casts a longer shadow the farther it moves. This president wants to expose everything in the shadows. The ugliness that we're seeing has already been there for a very long time. We're bringing light to the shadows, to the ugliness, and we're going to see it, and we're going to disinfect it with sunlight. Remember, our Pluto return had Mercury on the ascendant. It's going to free us up to get stuff done, but to make sure we get it right and we don't mess it up, because language and words and actions and communications is everything to us. Absolutely everything. We are not going to talk out of both sides out of our mouth and make crap up. Going forward has that aspect. We've jumped through all these hoops. It's been terrible and awful, and we have to deal with the ugliness that we're going to see. And now is the time. It is time for us to see these things, okay? There is redemption with Pluto. Pluto doesn't like bullshittery. Are you kidding? I'm the god of the underworld. I like it down here. I like it dark. You're going to make me come out into the sun and get burnt, and I don't have sunscreen. I'm not staying long. So I am going to use my power and make sure everything that is bad is capped at the knees, because I'm not bringing my butt out here again, okay? This is part of our Pluto return. Things are ugly and horrible and awful on some levels. Eyes on the horizon. We can't get lost in what is keeping us mesmerized by the news and all that stuff, okay? When it's overwhelming, that's the time that you say, I need a break. And that's the benefit of us not having to be in a war here in our backyard, because we're holding the note of well-being for everybody. That's our job. That is our responsibility. That's Abraham Lincoln, the Gettysburg Address with these dead. I can't not even remember the speech. But that's our job, to not let them go unremembered. We have to keep going, okay? Are you guys going? How are you guys doing? There's something going on. There's something big going on with NATO. I do not know what that is. Okay, the sun. Anything else here at the sun? When we had this? Anything here? Anything here? Nothing is really standing out to me. How about this moon? Is there anything here with this? What, anything with the moon? Moon, 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 moon. Yeah, I'm not, there is nothing jumping out at me right now. Okay. What else about this chart? There was that and that. That. You know what? I think that's all we're going to talk about, you guys. We've talked about enough. I just wanted to catch up with you guys so that we could see these things in real time ahead of our new moon tomorrow. But I totally trust in POTUS. You guys, things are going to start rolling. And I promise you, come April, May, wow. Oh, this was the one last thing I wanted to tell you. Maybe two. I've had some sudden visions the past couple days. Number one, ACB, you know, Judge Amy. When the sanctions came out, she was like someone punched her in the gut, frozen, horrified, like shocked into being immobile. Because those sanctions were strong. And she has an agreement for what? Are these going to hit her? She's caught. She is definitely caught. She's caught. She knows she's caught. Yep. And then the other vision I had, which was really weird, but it's kind of evolved a little bit, except for the one thing. The one thing that has not evolved is that Pooty is floating in a body of water, like a harbor. Ships, nobody's around, sun has come up, and I don't know if he's face up or down. I think he's face up, but I can't see his face. But you notice, floating, he's not swimming. This is not leisure. I think he's got pants on, I think his shirt is off. He's in the harbor floating. And days and days and days and weeks go by, nobody claims him. And over time, like into the summer, so I was counting it out, it was like he just kind of disintegrates, disappears. Before I had that vision, though, as I was getting to September, my mind, I was seeing a big flash explosion. I was like, oh God, is that the nuke? But in the days since those sanctions have come out, I go out to like September, and that explosion gets smaller, 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 to the point where it's just like not even a ripple. Something's happening. He's, you know, he's like a dead fish floating on water in a harbor that like the kids look at the pier and like, ooh, look at the dead fish. That's him. Show me him. He's floating in water. Well, not yet. Not yet. That is the big secret. What's at the basis of him floating in water? Things did not go expected with him. Because in the skies above, why are you floating in water? The sanctions have ruined. The oligarchs like their comfort, and they don't like what's going on here. 3 more cards. Nope, that's supposed to be reversed. He brought ruin upon them. This is why he's floating in the water. We'll see. So, I'm going to end it there, okay? How are you guys doing? Okay, Carmen, who paid for I Like Beer financial debts? Okay, fine, we will look at that. I keep saying this is it, but I'm like crazy awake, you guys, obviously. I also have a house full of people again. I'm like, I thought you went back to school. No, everyone's coming back from spring break. And there's a snowmobiling trip this weekend. And, oh well. I like having people at home. It just kind of interrupts this stuff. Hoop, show me I like, I like beer. I like beer. What are we going to use for you? I like beer. I like beer. I like beer. You paid for your debts, mister. I like beer. Show me, mister, I like beer. Oh, I am getting, there are several who have contributed to the cause. I like beer. He's got a lot of debts. What is he covered in? What's his challenge with his debts? Oh, okay, we'll go right there. Oh boy. Who paid for your debts? We got, oh boy. Who paid for your debts? Oh, this has not been revealed yet. It might be in the process. Who paid for your debts? Who paid for your debts? Ooh. You relate to that. You relate to the second person. Third person. How do you relate? I'm going to use this deck. You paid off his debts. How do you relate back? What's the challenge here? They don't know it's a challenge yet. You paid off debts. What's your relation back to I like beer? No, we're going to stand next to each other. That's how we link back. What's your challenge? Third one, you paid off some debts. Yes, I did. And I link back to him like this. And this will be the problem going forward. Oh my God. Oh, you guys. I've been telling you the Seven of Swords card is so important. President Biden had this. The tarot had this. The coalition had this. Everybody has this. And, well, for us and all the good this was on the ascendant from Mar-a-Lago. There goes my throat. There goes my throat. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Seven of Swords, Mar-a-Lago. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. The banks blocked from SWIFT. This Starlink Putin network. Kharkiv, that city that just got bombed. Seven of Swords. You guys know the FCC opened up an investigation last week of how they're investigating, because of the Russia sanctions, where Russia is in the U.S. airwaves. They're looking at social media, telecoms here in the United States. They're looking, I want to know about Russia and Google, Russia YouTube. They're looking at wireless providers and submarine cable operators. Yes. Why are you looking at submarine cable operators? That's another time. But this Seven of Swords came up and shared resources with sanctions and underwater submarine operators. Damn. I like beers, payers. And they made you this offer because the King of Swords, maybe the China, a hacking nation, paid. This is not in the U.S. I like beer. The Two of Cups. I have an agreement. Yay, I'm so awesome. Two of Cups. I've got the Page of... I'm a spy. I'm a freaking spy. He's a freaking spy, you guys. He's the freaking magician. The magician. To make things work out for those King of Swords at the behest of the King of Swords. Ugh. I like beer. I like beer. This is the King of Wands reversed to subvert leadership. Nope, this is leadership from a, this is angry Putin. This is G. It's China. It's freaking China. Covered in the Seven of Swords. Getting away. This is what's covering him. The Seven of Swords. Stealing elections. Stealing a justice seat. I'm so disgusted. And my throat. There it goes again. Ugh. Challenge. The sun revealing it. So, this paid off my debts. We don't know that yet, but I think he might be under investigation. I think, yes, I just got yes. There's investigations ongoing because I like beer relates to the investigations because of the the Four of Swords. Judgment's delayed. This is malware. They need help with decisions about intelligence to subvert all of like the hacking and stuff that's going on. They need someone laying low to help them out. And this person paid off his debts to create ruin, to ruin the SCOTUS, to make a mess of things. Maybe they know, they knew in advance January 6th was going to happen. This is a riot. They freaking knew. And he relates back because of the High Priestess, the plan all along from the Russia-China. This is like Russia and China. Behind every, I like can't even separate them out anymore. Wow. So that was the number one. More gluten-free beer money. Thank you, Linda Pasta. I need some really, the best gluten-free beer I ever had was in Hawaii. I don't even know the name of it, but yeah, like I can go, I'll have to go back and get it again. Thank you, Linda. Okay, so the second pair, the Queen of Swords reversed. A hacking nation. Is this related to NATO? No. This is a nation that hacks. This is this an, yeah, this is a different nation. This is not, is this the United States? No. It could be a link within the United States is this. So I just got Mitch McConnell off of this. Is it Mitch McConnell's leadership? Somehow I think it went through the Republican Party, Mitch McConnell. And so Mr. I Like Beer relates to that because of the Four of Wands reversed, subverting the White House, giving special privileges that were never given before. To change the rules, I'll do that for you. And this relates back to him because it was a plan that came from overseas. We keep doing this. We keep getting money, so we're going to hand it back to you. And the challenge is they're under investigation. They can't keep it undercover. I'm getting FBI with this. And the third person involved with paying off your debts, we don't know about yet. Putin, the King of Cups. This is Putin's interest we don't know about yet. Mr. I Like Beer relates back to his interests as the Page of Cups. Good news, I got someone here in the United States on the Supreme Court of the United States, and I am here to offer you whatever you want. I am so very happy. This, maybe a little china thrown in there as well. Relates back to him being effusive and wanting to help them out. Yes, I have chosen you over my country. We like you. I like you. You're the chosen one. The challenge is going to be how foreign money came to SCOTUS, which tells me there's a lot more coming out related to SCOTUS. What's coming out? The government. The government is all over it. We're all over it. Wow, wow, wow. I am lost about I like beer. That is the Justice. Cavanasty. Brett. Had his debts paid off. Was it over $1 million? I mean, he's got like a $100,000 golf membership. He had maybe hundreds of $1,000s left on his home. A lot of debts. A lot of debts. Debsy, 400 Swedes have signed up to be volunteers in the army. Not bad for a small country, only days after the call for volunteers went out, and they have always been supposedly neutral. Okay, yeah, so you guys, that's it. I could keep going, but I can't. I gotta get up tomorrow and do stuff. I don't know what time I'm gonna be live tomorrow. We've still got tryouts going on and more people at the house. So it's just, I know that the new moon is like around, it's midday. Okay, that's the best I can tell you right now. Okay, so you guys have a good night of sleep. I hope you can feel the excitement in the air that things are going to change. Okay, thank you, Debsy. Give Kitty love me. She's so sweet. I love her so much. Thank you. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, T-Barb. Thank you, Michelle, my belle. Yes, Linda, I would love to see them leave all. Thank you, Marie Sutton. Thank you, Leslie. We will catch up with you guys later, okay? Good night. Thank you, Miss Cat.